Okay, the first thing we're going to need is some wood. This is standard pine, bought at Home Depot. Let's see, it's 3/4 of an inch by what, Holland? Okay, by 3.5. So I bought 4 planks. I think they're about 8 feet each, and we start with that. So it's just regular pine. Okay, there's a good side and a bad side to each piece of wood. This is the nicer side, and it doesn't have any markings on it. Go ahead and flip it over, huh? Okay, and you'll see that this side is a little bit dirtier. It's got the stamp from the factory on it, so we're going to not use this side. And the router table, the way it's configured, is it's going to do the side that's facing down, so we're going to actually keep it down with the bad side up, and it's going to route the bottom. So here's my router, and it's just a routing table with a router on the bottom, and the bit will show you the format that it makes. But here's a close-up of the bit, what it looks like. Makes a nice edge for awards, and then we'll go ahead and start routing. Alright, so here we have the finished planks. Just routed them all. You see it's a nice, there's a smooth edge there. And then this one actually was the factory side, but I like the strip of red that went through it, so we'll sand off any marks there on the bottom. But see if we can get a nice edge. That's what the edge looks like. So it looks pretty finished. And just a simple router bit. Just run them through the router. Now they don't have to be perfect, because you can reroute them anytime. You can do it twice, it doesn't hurt. And so they're the 8-foot ones. We'll go ahead and cut those up now. Alright, so we have the whole plank here, but we need to cut it down to size. So we have our hacksaw, chop saw, and so we're going to measure. Each one's about 8 inches across, and there's one from last year that we made. And so about 8 inches, we're going to start marking them and cutting them for the base.
That's 72.
That's correct.
Well, I already did that.
Perfect. 72 plus 8? Good job. And 80 plus 8. Alright, good job. Good job. Okay, we ready? Okay, we've routed out, or actually we've cut 30 using the miter saw, chop saw, and the edges, of course, on, let's use this one here. The edges on this side are done, but we're going to have to route out the ends. So we're just going to run them through the saw so all 4 ends have a nice finish. So we'll do that next. Okay, so here we go. We have our stack of, see, all corners are finished by just running it through on each side. So now I have about a stack of 30. How long did it take us to do this, Holland?
I don't know.
Take a guess. Last 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes we've been routing these out, so not too long. Okay. So now we're going to go to the next part, which is the base. Okay, the next part we need to do is create the stand part, or I'm not sure what it's called, but the part that goes up here. We need two cuts, a straight cut and a 45-degree angle. And so we're going to measure this here, and it's about 4.5 inches. So we're going to now take the rest of the wood that we have, it's already routed on both sides, and we're going to do a straight cut and a 45-degree cut. And we're going to do about 30 of those at about 4 3/4 inches. We could even do 5, it doesn't have to be exact, but pretty close. So that's our next step. Okay, we've done a little testing, and it looks like about 25-degree angle is perfect. So the wood will come right through here at about a 25, and that should be perfect from what it was last year. So we'll go ahead and start running it. Here's the angle here, hold it like this. There you go. So here's the 25-degree angle. So we'll hook that up and start running it through. Okay, we finished the 4 3/4 inch pieces. As you can see here, they're routed on each side, and they have a 25-degree cut here for the platform. Some of them aren't perfect on the side, so I thought I'd just run them through the router one more time so the edges are completely straight, just to even them up, and then we should be ready to starting to assemble. So we'll get those through the router real quick, one quick time. Hi buddy, stand back, okay? Alright, now we're going to start to assemble the awards, and underneath here it's about 2 inches in, and it's also about 1.5 and 3.5 marks. So what we've done is we've measured 2 inches in here, and then a 1.5 and a 3.5 inch mark, and that's where we're going to drill. Okay, next we're going to drill some holes on the bottom, and it's exactly 2 inches, and then it's 1.5 and 3.5 inches this way. So I marked them 1.5 and then 3.5 there, and then you can drill from the bottom. And I'm going to start drilling now. Okay, so the first thing I do is just put one screw in, I flip it over, and I'll just make sure that it's aligned that way, and I'll go ahead and put the second screw in once it's aligned up. Okay, so here we have about 26 of the finished or assembled pieces, and we have about 4 more to go, and just need to cut off some ends there. So we're getting there. Okay, the next step we have is to start staining them. I chose a cherry stain this year, and just a regular mini wax, and I give 1 coat and then 2 coats, and I got a couple done already here. So this is a natural coat that we did last year. I think it came out quite nice, and we just want to try something different this year, so we're going to go with a little bit of a cherry finish. So just going to stain these. Okay, and then when I'm done, just brush the whole thing to try to get the bubbles off or any excess stain. dries pretty well. Okay, so that's one coat there, and we'll do one more coat when it dries. Okay, the next step is just a polyurethane. I have some ones I've already done, and a pile that needs to be done. And so we just give a liberal dose of polyurethane after we've done 2 coats of stain. Okay, the next step we're going to do is we're going to glue the support piece on top, which the car can just rest on like this. And then we have these little plastic trophies that we got from the local party store. They sell 6 in a pack. They're a couple dollars for those. So we bought 30 of those. And what we're going to do is just hot glue them on. When they're done being hot glued, they're going to end up looking like this, which is very nice. The boys put their cars right here. And then the trophies here. Now these say made in China on one side, so I have to be careful to put the side that doesn't say made in China on that side. And then I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of these there.
Aren't you gonna tell them what you're doing? Of course.
Okay, I'll turn it off. Okay, I'm just going to stop it.
That looks very nice, Daddy.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
Because of the unique design of the roof, not a single pillar blocked anyone's view. And Brigham Young himself came and spoke to the new arrivals, warmly welcoming them to Zion. That was a term they were hearing with increasing frequency, but it seemed to be used as though it meant they were finally home, with a capital H.